You are sitting still right now. That is what it feels like. You are reading or listening, and your body is at rest, and the world around you seems solid and continuous and real. You have been you for as long as you can remember. Same person who woke up this morning, same person who went to sleep last night, same hands, same voice, same memories sitting behind the same eyes. That is what you believe. But let me ask you something. When was the last time you were actually made of the same stuff you are made of right now? Not philosophically, not metaphorically, I mean physically, atom for atom, molecule for molecule. When did you last check whether the thing you call your body is the same object it was a year ago, 5 years ago, 10? Because here is the problem. It is not. And if you follow that fact all the way to its logical end, somewhere along the way you are going to hit a wall. And on the other side of that wall is a question about you, about whether you exist at all in the way you think you do, that physics answers in a way that is going to be very difficult to unknow. The answer is going to disturb you. Now let's be fair to the common sense view because it is not stupid. You look at your hand. It is your hand. You have a scar on one knuckle from when you were 12 years old. The scar is still there. Your fingerprints are the same today as they were the day you were born. Identical twins have different fingerprints, but yours have never changed. Courts of law have used your fingerprints as proof of your unique, continuous, persistent identity for over a century. You feel continuous. You remember being a child. You remember yesterday. There is a thread, a clear, unbroken thread, connecting every version of you across time. You might say, I am my body. My body is the same body. I can see it. I can touch it. It has been here the whole time. And that is a completely reasonable thing to believe. Let's check it. Let's be honest with the biology. If you want to understand how the universe actually works, not just how it looks, but how it works, hit that subscribe button. We are going to take things apart and see what makes them tick. Let's find things out together. Here's the first uncomfortable number. The cells of your small intestine are replaced every 2 to 4 days. The cells lining your stomach, the ones that deal with acid, last about a week. Your white blood cells, the ones patrolling your body right now looking for threats, live for less than a week on average before they are replaced. Your skin is completely different skin every 2 to 4 weeks. The red blood cells carrying oxygen through your body right now will all be dead in about 4 months. Your liver cells regenerate roughly every year to a year and a half. Your skeleton, the thing you probably think of as the most solid, most permanent part of you, is being constantly dissolved and rebuilt. Within 10 years, nearly every atom in your bones has been exchanged for a new one. 10 years. Give or take, most of the atoms in your body right now were not in your body a decade ago. You have been almost entirely replaced. Now here is the first analogy, because this is where it gets slippery. Imagine a river. You stand on a bridge and you look down and you say, that is the Thames. That is the same river I stood over 20 years ago. But is it? Not a single water molecule you are looking at now was there 20 years ago. The water has flowed to the sea. New water has come from the hills. The banks have shifted. The riverbed has changed. In what sense is it the same river? You might say the river has the same shape, the same path, the same name on the map, and that is exactly right. The river is a pattern, not a substance. The river is the shape the water takes as it flows through, not the water itself. Do you see what happens? Now apply that to you. You are not a collection of atoms. You are a pattern that atoms flow through. The carbon and hydrogen and oxygen and calcium that make you up are borrowed from food and water and air, used for a while, and then returned to the world. You are a temporary organization of matter, a very complicated, very beautiful, very specific temporary organization, but temporary nonetheless. And here is where it deepens. Because you might say, fine, the atoms change, but the pattern persists. The pattern is me. And that seems right. The pattern has continuity. The pattern has your memories, your personality, your scar from when you were 12. The pattern is what makes you you. Let's check that too. Imagine a candle flame. You light a candle at 8 in the evening and you blow it out at midnight. Is it the same flame all 4 hours? The combustion is different every second. different molecules burning, different air being consumed, different wax being drawn up the wick. The flame is not a thing, it is a process. It is a reaction that sustains itself by consuming fuel. You could, in a very real sense, say the flame that existed at 8 o'clock is already dead. A different flame took its place at 8:01, and another at 8:02. The pattern of a flame persists, the flame itself does not. Now I want to take this deeper, because this is where the physics moves from the cellular to something that should genuinely unsettle you. Your brain, the thing doing your thinking right now, the thing experiencing these words, is subject to the same replacement process. Neurons are among the longer-lived cells in the body. Many of them persist for decades. Some of them, in certain regions, may last your entire lifetime. And this fact is often used as a comfort. At least your neurons are stable. At least the physical substrate of your memories and your identity is the same hardware. But here is what neuroscience has established beyond any serious debate. The connections between your neurons, the synapses, the junctions where one cell talks to another, the actual physical architecture that encodes every memory you have ever formed, every skill you have ever learned, every fear and love and habit that makes you recognizably yourself. Those connections are not fixed. They are constantly being rewritten. Every time you retrieve a memory, you are not playing back a recording, you are reconstructing it. And the reconstruction is slightly different every time. Proteins are being added and removed from synaptic junctions on a timescale of hours and days. The you who went to sleep last night is not precisely the same you who woke up this morning, not in any physical sense that a physicist would accept. The pattern has been modified, subtly, incrementally, but genuinely. This is the part that keeps me up at night. If you change the pattern continuously, if every atom is replaced, if every synaptic connection is rewritten, if the you of 10 years ago shares essentially no physical material with the you of right now, then at what point did the old you end and the new you begin? And if there is no clear point, if it is a smooth, continuous, unbroken gradient of replacement, then in what sense did the old you ever die? And in what sense are you not dying right now? Here's the implication stated plainly, without any softening. The version of you that existed on your 5th birthday is gone. Not metaphorically, not poetically, physically, materially, atomically gone. The atoms that made up that child are scattered across the world, some in soil, some in ocean water, some in other living things. The memories that child had are not stored in the same matter anymore. They have been rewritten and reconstructed so many times that what you remember of your childhood is not a memory in the strict sense. It is the most recent reconstruction of a reconstruction of a reconstruction. You are not remembering your childhood, you are remembering the last time you remembered it. The child who looked up at the night sky and felt wonder, that child is not here anymore. Now let's bring this back to something physical and immediate, because this is not purely abstract philosophy. Right now, as you are sitting there, approximately 3.8 million of your cells are dying per second. Not because something is wrong, because that is the normal maintenance rate of a healthy human body. You are a controlled demolition that never stops. The cells that die are being replaced, yes, but they are being replaced by new cells built from new raw material that you ate recently. You are, at this moment, partly made of last Tuesday's lunch. The you of 6 months from now will be partly made of things that are sitting on a supermarket shelf right now, not yet purchased. Future you is not yet assembled. You are not a noun, you are a verb. And here is the extraordinary thing. Here is the part that takes this from disturbing to something else entirely. The fact that you are a process and not a thing. The fact that you are a pattern rather than a substance means that you are something the universe has never quite made before. Every version of the river pattern that is you is slightly different, shaped by every conversation you have had, every food you have eaten, every sickness you have recovered from, every idea that has passed through you and left a trace. You are not being preserved, you are being written, continuously, irreversibly, in the only direction time allows. The atoms do not matter. The atoms were borrowed and will be returned. What matters is the shape they took while they were yours, the specific, unrepeatable configuration of matter and memory and experience that has never existed in exactly this form before and will never exist again. You are not a thing that persists. You are a story that is being told. And the telling only goes in one direction, and it has never happened before, and it will never happen again. That is not a reason for grief. That is what makes you real. If this twisted your brain a little bit, good. That means it's working. I'll see you in the next one.